You do your thing, I'll work them on this side. Hey folks, we're going to be starting here in just a minute. We did a restart for you. Want to welcome everybody back. We're here to watch Henry Brodt versus Richard Andrews in the 2012 U.S. Amateurs here at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. You're watching Henry Brodt right now hit a few practice shots. He's a two-time champion at this event. They're going to go lag up. I think Alvin is out there telling them to go ahead and get things rolling, which is all good.
All right. Doing it uprights. Let's get it done here.
Doing it right. Doing it right. Well, do they know that they can start?
I told them to start.
Oh, okay. Because I thought they were being...
I thought we told them.
It's all good. Can you hear what they're saying? Somebody has a smudged up ball or something. They like to clean the balls here nightly. Seems like even in between rounds. Very meticulous.
It's a good way to do things.
Keep it consistent. So what do you think about this event, Alvin?
It's nice. It's at Strokers, Palm Harbor here in Florida, US 19. Really nice. It's awesome working with the APA again. Getting to see the amateurs, which we don't really see too much of on the Pro Tour and stuff. And it's nice to get to see more players, up-and-coming players, and get to have a head start on seeing a lot of these guys before they hit the Pro Tour. A lot of them don't hit the Pro Tour, but they have potential to. It's like they're going to change out the balls and take another 20 minutes to get this thing started.
We're just kidding, folks.
We
really called you in here to watch us clean the balls.
They ordered 2 cups of water, and they're ready to play one pocket for the next. No tip. No, these guys are ready to play here.
Yeah, they're ready to rock and roll. That's how they roll.
All right, we're underway.
Like I said, both guys, possess a good game. Henry obviously has the titles behind him, but that doesn't mean that Richard isn't going to try and take a little chink out of him here.
Sure.
Take a little slice. Is that a Southwest cue that, or a Kirschenbrock that Henry's using?
Southwest butt, OB shaft, sniper tip.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph Coleman and Danny Cintron, table 1. Joseph
How
Coleman,
could you tell?
Danny Cintron, table 1.
It just looks like a Southwest, doesn't it?
I can't tell that. I don't know the difference. I know that's a well-loved cue, though.
Yeah, I used to have a Kirschenbrock, and man, what a cue. What a cue. It was Paducah.
I know you got to wait like 6 years to get a Southwest or something if you order one.
Oh, yeah.
And they take all of, measurements from you and put you on a list. Pretty cool. 6 years later, yeah, your cue's ready. I'd like my $5,000, please.
I've been bowling for the last 4 years. No,
Yeah, right.
Just kidding.
Oh, I quit pool right after we called you. I like a Sprite. Yeah, thanks. All right, opening crack.
And the format is the winner of the lag gets to choose the game that they play first.
Nice.
And a lot of guys are going to play 8-ball first.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them more comfortable with 9-ball at times. They like to close with that. Well, the only thing I really see an issue with here is if I was really saying anything, it would probably be wow, I don't see an issue. I see this just being like a bunch of receipts. You just got to get your calculator out and add them up. Just takes a little time, but
nice.
Not going to make a mistake here.
Spun that ball real nice, that's for sure.
Like I said, he's got a nice stroke. And I think he's going to go 6-2-5-1-8. Want to thank everybody for showing up out in the chat land. Thank all of our moderators, Quarter Market Bob, Upstate Al, everybody hanging out, doing their thing, all the other moderators. Apologize, I'm not reading all of them that are in there today.
Yep, thanks a lot, Bob and Al.
Thank everybody for showing up. If you can, hit the share button. I think I've fixed it so that it actually, well, this one got away from him, didn't it? I don't know for sure that that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah, I don't think there's a window there. Could be, though.
He can make
really
that
could
one.
Be. You think it goes?
In the side, but he cannot make it.
You don't think he can make it down? Okay. All right. Obviously whiffed that ball.
Well, Henry needs to look and see if he can get this 12 ball. If he can, that's the ball to key in on. And that's the one right below the 11. If he can't, he's going to have to come back down off of probably the 15 ball, which is in front of the 9 at the side pocket. He might be doing that right now, setting up for this 15. Let's see what we got going on here. And just like he's supposed to, he's taking care of his problem as soon as possible.
That's the way to do an 8-ball, isn't it?
That's the way to do it. I mean, he's kind of in control with that 13 and a 5, but it still goes. I mean, it's just not really in the way. It just looks like it is.
8-ball is so much fun when things start to click, and what a great game, you know.
Oh, no.
Yep, he's in trouble.
He can make that 12 ball still, but I don't think it's the way he wanted it to.
Yeah, that's tough there.
See, I think he was trying to play position there, but
10-ball it is.
yeah, well, both players have a little bit of opening round jitters here. This is the chance that Richard wanted. He wanted to be able to erase that mistake that he made in his mind. You know?
Definitely. Okay.
Truly a nice guy. Stopped off, said hello a couple of times before he even knew he was going to be on the stream.
Yeah, I've seen him a bunch of times. Different tournaments here and there.
He has nice touch. He has good control.
Brunswick's side pockets are nice and big, accepting.
Mm-hmm.
That makes these some nice tables to do video on for sure. I mean, you don't want to do this tournament on a 4 1/4 inch 5x10 diamond. You know.
Nope. Well, Richard Andrews takes game 1. Yeah, I couldn't imagine torturing the amateurs with a 10-foot table with tight pockets. That would just be wrong. Just something wrong about that.
There's something wrong with our video production too. It'd be 5 hours a match. Well, I'm gonna have to get bundled up, put my t-shirt on to go outside here after this match, and
You know, there's people in the Northeast under 6 inches of snow.
nuh-uh.
All right, 4.5.
Okay. It's on the way though.
There's a nor'easter up there right now.
I sure ain't going back. Oh,
Richard, he let Whitey loose there.
yep. Break's really important in 8-ball.
Troy Jones and Jeff Howell, table 2. Troy Jones, Jeff Howell, table 2.
Well, now he's got pretty decent shot on the 9-ball.
Yeah, he's got 3/4 of a pocket there, and it's fairly manageable. He's coming around and looking at that 14, what he has to do to really, you know, feel solid that he's going to have a pocket for that.
I know, that's why I said don't bother.
The 8-ball is going to have to be dealt with too eventually.
Yes, it is. I mean, well, once the 11's out of there, he can shoot it in that pocket.
He actually was trying to get shape on the 11 the first shot, and he overran it. And that's how he got on the 9. Wow, looks like he's not
Well,
sure
for
what
this
he's doing here.
10 ball is what it looks like, cutting it past the
And
11.
all the way down, huh? Wow, that's a tough shot. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that ball going. So this could be a really, really long match. These guys play really slow. Which makes, 8 ball's a strategy game. You got to really look around and think sometimes, but we'll see.
Well, I think they're both trying to get set into their game. Once they get settled in, I think they both strike me as people that still are a little deliberate, but they go ahead and shoot. Right now, neither one is comfortable, you can tell.
Yeah. Did you see what he did there? He was looked like he was going to smash the cue, and he just set it down real nice and easy. Nice shot.
Yeah.
Ooh,
He needs it to slow down here, doesn't he?
Now he's got to play a funny shot.
Stop walking there, Nelly.
Does he shoot at the side pocket here?
Well,
I don't like shooting at that side pocket from there.
I would look at doing something where the 7 ball is a shot that's makeable. It's legitimately a makeable ball, and I'd look at cutting it up into the corner to continue my run, because there's still a run out there.
Yeah.
It's not like he's got a problem ball. He's just got a hard shot.
Yeah, it looks like he can fish that 5 between the 10 and 11.
Good shot.
Yeah, that's nice. He's going to hit it. That's actually a pretty big pocket on that ball. That ball naturally rolls right at the hole. It's a tough shot, though. I don't want to take away his skill level there, but that's a nice shot that 5 out of 10 times is going to go pretty easy.
Well, he's doing the right thing. If he comes out for the 5 here, it'd be very, very good shot.
Yep. He's
Look at
going
him.
to try to aim into it.
There he goes.
Should be okay.
J-Rod 273 is asking if the tables in the room are in order, and I believe they are. Last I checked, it goes 1, 2, 3. So I think we're looking at table 3 there, and next to it is table 4. It's not all the way out there, is he?
Nice.
Spiked it right in like it had
Great shot.
eyes.
Okay, see over there.
Let's see how he can finish up here. He's got a interesting speed shot here to go to the 8 ball.
I think he can kill it. Slide out, slide up a couple inches, slide out about a foot. He'll be all right.
Open hand bridge, he should be okay. He just adjusted his bridge right in mid. Did you see him adjust his bridge in mid stroke there?
Yeah.
That wasn't good. That was not good.
Well, he tried to shoot that and kill it with a hard draw stroke. Really, that is a spin shot. We got corner man. Hey, Freddie, how you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. Doing all
The
right.
stream on the iPhone was excellent. I was watching all day and at work.
Is your boss listening?
The boss came up to me and says, "That is neat."
Well, we got Freddie Agnew in the house, everybody. Corner man, he's hanging. You want to throw the headsets on and hang with us, Freddie?
Couple minutes or so. Alrighty. Okay.
Well, welcome, Freddie.
Thanks, JR. I just just passing by, running through the town, seeing what's up, and I see there's a lot of people parked out here. Strokers in Palm Harbor. The APA U.S. Amateur Championship, or the U.S. Amateur Championship conducted by the APA.
Right.
Who do we have playing today?
Well, we have two-time champion Henry Brodt coming to the table right now. He's got stripes, and he's playing Richard Andrews.
Where's Henry from?
Henry is from Illinois, I think he's from Glenview, Illinois.
You know what his home pool hall is?
It should be on there, believe it or not. We devised this scheme where we actually have people divulge information so us commentators can actually sound, as intelligent as possible.
Somewhat educated. Yes, it says here can't make a ball, but it's also listed as former champion. So I can see that he truly is a pool player.
Exactly. Hasn't played in years, but won a tournament last week.
Well, he's shooting at these stripes here, so obviously it's wide open here, and he should just clear this out without even looking at it.
Right. Yeah, he's looking to tie this up at 1 game apiece.
Well, I notice here, JR, that the on the screen, as I was watching at home, the speed looks killer. Sometimes they go too far, and then it looks like they try to hold it up, and then they go way too short, So you guys have been mentioning that. This is Florida, so maybe by tomorrow the humidity will set into the cloth, but even on this simple run out, it looked like he struggled. He's kind of like, let's get it in the middle of the table type of idea. Because now he has to kind of pound this and go 3 rails instead of just kind of cutting it in.
Yeah.
But I expect him to get out. But you see, he had to kind of just force that hard. He was almost dead straight on it. And he's got a tough cut in the 11 right here now, so.
Yeah, it's makeable, but yeah, he's definitely not pinpointing his position right now. I'm attributing some of it to just first couple of game jitters.
Okay, but I do think there's something you can see on the screen how fast they're almost bunting the balls and the cue balls get in the way.
It's like glass.
They just put on these cloths, I understand, this week.
Well, Wes Burden was in here putting them on yesterday.
that would be this week. That would be this week.
Yeah, they don't have too many hours of play on them, I'll tell you that. Yeah, knotted up at a game apiece. And if you remember the format, and while you were watching today at work, generally if we start with 8-ball, we'll do 5 games of 8-ball. And then switch to 9-ball for the remainder of a race to 7 set.
So what do you normally see here if somebody has the choice? It's by the lag, I assume. What's been the strategy on which way do they go first?
Always 8-ball.
It's always
Not even a choice. I didn't even realize it was a choice until one of the competitors, Dan Cintron, was setting in. He says, "Oh no, you actually get the choice." And I went, "Really?" I said,
"Everybody's been choosing 8-ball. Why do you think that is?"
Well, I think that they want to use strategy at the beginning, but I think a lot of them think that they have a better 9-ball game than an 8-ball game, and they want to close with their strong suit.
I'm also wondering if 8-ball, sometimes at the amateur level, people view it as a game that you will be able to shoot once or twice a rack, and maybe they don't want to get run over either way,
sure.
Right? 2 equal players, one guy could run them over playing 9-ball. And the way this is, and I think Raymond Linares was on here earlier, and he was giving excellent commentary. You start getting run over 1 or 2 games, and that's it. The mental game will just shut you right out, especially how tough these tables are playing as far as the speed goes. They look like no problem making balls, but like I said, not to beat the dead horse, but the speed seems to be a little bit tricky here.
Well, I'll tell you one of the things, and you made a good point, and when I was playing a lot, and I thought that I played somebody who was a weaker player, I knew that if I played them 9-ball, they could win with 1 stroke.
Right,
they could slop in a 9.
Right.
But you can't slop in a whole rack of 8-ball.
Right. The way the rules today are, you can only lose with 1 stroke.
Right. Right.
Speaking of rules, and I know you've talked about this earlier, the rules out there I'm not quite used to. You are taking what you make on this. Take what you make and
make it, take it.
8-ball in the break also wins?
Yes, it does. Yes, he does. Well, we actually had Ted Harris stop by. I think we have an article coming out in this month's issue, the December issue of Inside Pool that you might have.
It's a crazy thing because I can't get away from Ted. I can't get away from Ray. Raymond Linares and Ted Harris are very instrumental. We've got an article coming up on Ted Harris and Danny Green, Ted Harris Q's. I believe that's coming out in December.
The December issue, yeah. I would show you guys the layout, but I haven't officially signed off on it just yet. So but we're trying to make it as pretty as possible.
That's a sneak peek, only to the streamers. How did Ted do today?
How did you do in your match?
I won.
You made it sound like it's like disgusting to you that you won. Oh, I won.
Man of 1,000 words over there.
I'm really glad I won, though. The guy was a complete dickhead.
Well, there you go, folks.
Yeah,
We
Ted-
just
Ted
lost our
Harris. Yeah, that's right.
PG-13 rating.
Ted Harris just said that.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were on.
He pretty much said he played a pool player.
Oh,
Meanwhile, back at the match,
No.
it looks pretty wide open here. It looks like the 7 ball is probably the toughest ball on the table. I think that's a 7. I assume I can still.
Yeah, it's a dark 7. I mean,
the dark 7.
those are the actual colors of the balls. When you go out there and you look at them, you go, oh, well, they're showing up the way they are. I wish we could light it in a way that would make them glow, but
Put the numbers on top of them like they've done them for the ESPN events. How are these pockets, JR? I think these are Gold Crown 4s, are they?
yeah, these are Gold Crown 3, or no, it looks like a 4
this
to
looks like
me.
a 4 from back here.
Yeah, but they're
So
very
that's gonna
forgiving.
make it. And that was wide open. He makes that 3, and it should have been out there. So now it's wide open the other way.
Yeah, he should have missed that on the other
On the
side.
professional side, because it would have gone in.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They're very forgiving, and with this new cloth,
Slide in.
everything's sliding in.
How about banking? How's the banking been? Have you shot on these tables?
No, I haven't shot. I shot one time in the last 12 years. So.
He says that he shot twice with me. That was 10 years ago, though. So and that was only 2 games. So
Yeah.
on a bar table.
Man, was it?
That was back at Super Billiards Expo.
There we go.
There you go. See, you can't sneak one by me on this one. But
He caught me, folks. 10 years ago, I played on a bar box 2 games.
yeah.
And Freddie ran out both times.
No, you just shot two times. That's it. Yeah. And to be fair, I think you were my partner.
Were we?
Okay. Meanwhile, back there, is that 10 ball go anywhere?
The 10 ball looks like it goes down in the corner. It really does. It looks like, especially on these tables.
Especially on these tables, I think the 3 ball will leap in his way if he ever shoots that way.
The way Henry's setting up there, I think it does go.
Henry looks like an old school player, just the way he waddles around the table.
he's still allowed me playing this?
Yeah, he plays real nice. Well, he won it 2 years consecutive. I'd like to say 97 and 98, but it might have been 98 and 99.
Well, this ball clearly goes because he's shooting at it.
Yeah.
And he got it off the rail, so I think that's exactly how he shot it. Well, it's wide open here. I think he's playing this ball in the side pocket, then he goes back to the 13, 15, and then the ball in the side pocket might be last. That's what I would do with this situation. Normally, I don't like playing the ball in the side pocket as the last ball before the 8 ball because you got to get pretty precise on the angle, but this position lays good for it.
Yeah, this one here lends it. You wouldn't want to use the corner ball there because you'd have to move the cue ball quite a bit unless you were shooting the 8 in the side.
That's right. He snaps this back a little bit. He actually might have gone too far here.
Oh, look at
But
this.
He'll get out.
We've got our 7:30 matchup. We have Aaron Frady. Aaron Frady is a heck of a player.
From where? Any relation to the great Neptune Joe Frady? As long as he has the last name.
Yeah, as long as he has the last name, from Waynesville, North Carolina.
Okay, not exactly the same.
Not Neptune Joe, but and then Nicholas Connor. Nick Connor. So that's our 7:30. We'll get that coming back your way here very shortly. But back at the ranch, I believe Henry
ran that out. You know, he was supposed to after the miss on the shot up table by Richard. And that 10 ball did go as you saw him sneak it by off the cushion.
So what you been doing with yourself lately, Freddie?
Well, you know, JR, you should have a good understanding of what I actually have been doing with myself here because you have moved down to Florida and I've lived here for a year and a half now and you know, it's like a vacation every single day.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah. And if I go away for business, I come back to Florida for for coming home. So it's I've been having a great time here. How is it on your side of the your coast of Florida?
It's wonderful over there.
I don't spend too much time there. When people talk about moving down here, they said, beware of the hurricane. We've had 2.5 hurricanes since I've been down here, and they've all missed me and drilled the northeast. And I got to ask Ted here, how is Ocean City, Maryland doing? I saw some bad pictures.
Oh, I saw some bad pictures on there too. It looked like there was 2 or 3 feet of water all over the place. I mean, I haven't talked to anybody from there, but nobody called me and said anything bad happened. So.
Well, I hope that doesn't mean.
I have a lot of family there.
Right, Ocean City, Maryland. I have family up there as well.
Well, dry
Broke in
break.
the center, but it broke them dry. How have people been breaking here, JR? Because since you get the
Second
8
ball.
they have been going for the
They've
second
been
ball.
going second ball and getting a lot of action on the 8. We've had 1 8-ball, I believe, for sure today earlier, and then I believe 2 or 3 real close ones where they got kissed out.
Right.
So, that second ball break's been working pretty well.
And if the tables are fast, usually the balls will break up enough that a run out is still there. You play on some of the slug tables, you go the second ball, and all you have is a mud field.
Yeah. Well, this is the perfect straight pull table here. This is where you run your hundreds because the balls, you don't have to hit them too hard. They spread apart. And it's big pockets, big juicy pockets.
Plus, I think these tables play a little faster too because of the heat drying out the moisture.
That's a good point. Well, and they've had, believe it or not, the AC's been rolling ever since we got here. You can't chill meat in here. You're not going to store a meat in this place, but it's pretty cool.
Last year you could.
Yeah.
Last year they had it pretty cold in here. Well, one thing I've noticed about the Florida rooms here, because at night, presumably the air conditioning will shut off at some point. The humidity gets into the cloth, and no matter what happens, it's several hours before the tables really start playing any decent. So it's tough to walk into a pool hall around here, at least the ones I go to, as one of the first people, and play any decent. But that wouldn't matter whether it's good conditions or not. I can't play any decent anyway. But the humidity factor is definitely in the cloth, not just in the air.
Hey, Teddy, tell us a little bit about your cues here. What's going on with your cues? You back ordered right now? Do you got a little supply that people can buy them? Can they get a hold of a cue from you, or is it just impossible anymore?
No, you can get a cue. I mean, since November of last year, we made up to this point, we made 60 cues since November 10th last year. And right now I have about 15 that are available. And I'm in the process of completing orders and stuff and trying to, clean out my closet and get all the old orders out. So.
How do they get a hold of you?
754-246-6366.
And what about your website, Ted?
The website address is www.tedharris.com. I've had that since 1998. It's been there forever. And, I'm also on Facebook.
There you go.
Me personally and the business Ted Harris Custom Cue.
There you go, folks. If you're looking for a quality cue, trust me. And if you want to see some of Ted's handiwork, get the December issue of Inside Pool Magazine.
There you go.
It'll be available online for free, folks. You don't have to come and buy it. If you don't want the magazine, I'm not asking you to buy it.
Meanwhile, Richard missed another cut shot down the rail. It was a little bit tricky one because it's one of those optical ones. There's so many balls around that they kind of confuse you sometimes. And he overcut it a little bit, and now it looks like Henry, now that he's cleared that one, it's pretty wide open.
I'm wondering if we should do you have any cues with you, Teddy?
I do.
Do you have any that we could take pictures of and spruce up your article?
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to put in a couple extra pictures.
We didn't have any done. Yeah, I have 14 cues outside.
You have 14 cues outside?
Yeah.
Well, I might have to have you bring them in, and we'll take some pictures of them in a little bit.
Here we go.
Just something to think about, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'd like to say something here. I really would like to congratulate you on the quality of this video. This is unbelievable. I've never seen live feed like this. It's great. It's as clear as it's ever been.
And I was out there earlier, Ted, on my iPhone at work, and it was crystal clear. I had to.
If it looks like
I got a message to you that it was looking fantastic.
Wow, thanks, guys.
This is a heck of a setup you have going here.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, thank you. hang out and chat with us a little bit, man. If we can find you a stool, we'll even get you a stool.
There's another case here where I think he wanted to get up there for the 13. He underhit it, thinking that he's going to get there. So now he's going to work it with a 9 ball. In fact, if he goes ahead and shoots this 10 ball, he wins the game. But unfortunately, it's the toughest shot on the table right now.
It really is, but it's like you said, he scores that ball and everything else takes care of itself.
It looks like he's decided to shoot the 13 and run into what looks to be the 4 ball or the 2 ball there. The solid right there. That's probably the right shot. You just got to make sure he's hit it right.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Now you'll notice he'll come against one of those dangers. If he's playing this stripe in the side pocket as his key ball, sometimes it can get funky if he starts going the wrong side of the ball.
Yeah, because he doesn't have an upper end on the speed.
That's right.
And he's coming this way. I like what he just did there. I like the way he hit that.
And really, he was really forced to, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he's not supposed to baby that ball.
Right. That's right. Even this is a little bit tricky, but he does have an angle, so, some people might say, well, of course, that's the way he should have shot it, but really, that side pocket is tricky. A little bit more short, and he may have been in trouble. A little long, he could have been in trouble, especially as fast as these tables are going.
Nice.
But he gets out. He's a good shooter. Obviously, he's won this event.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's one of the only guys that's won it back-to-back, if not the only guy. One of 2 guys, I think, that have won it back-to-back. But I could be wrong. I mean, Henry's I had to wrestle him down to write about himself, So what kind of price range are your cues in for the listeners at home?
They start at $600 for an entry-level cue.
600?
That's with one shaft and joint protectors, and then that would also be like a play jump cue as well. If I put a jump section in, it doesn't cost any extra. And they go up from there. The 4-pointers with veneers are like $1,500, and 6-point double mil cues with veneers are anywhere from $1,800 to $2,000. Whatever else you add, it just goes up from there.
Well,
I've got some nice cues right now, plain cues. We've made a lot of cues here recently with wood handles. Just seems like people want wood handles. We've got my partner Danny went through, the shop, trying to do things, to take up time, and he picked out some really amazing woods, for these cues. We have some really highly figured Cocobolo, just beautiful stuff, really.
That's my style right there. I love wood.
Yeah, I like wood.
I love Cocobolo and Bacote. They don't look good together, but I love them individually by themselves.
Yeah, and there's in my opinion, there's an art form in the selection of the woods. I think the selection of the woods, the contrast, the way the cues mix. They can either be really loud or they can be elegant. I like elegant cues myself.
Sure. I like understated and with the wood, just give me a plain forearm, a good piece of beautiful wood, a couple of rings, maybe even no wrap, like a 3-sectional butt, of course, but maybe a 2-tone, maybe a Cocobolo and maple type of, maple handle with a forearm and butt sleeve, the Cocobolo.
I've got one of those.
There you go.
You're going to have to get a cue. I'm going to show you a bunch of those cues here after my match. I have to play again at 7:30.
Do you?
Yeah.
Here, while Freddie's gone, we'll throw the headsets on you. How's that sound? Just sit down. Oh, well, Freddie's coming back, so you got to give up your headsets. I don't know whether you guys just commingled your cables there or not. It sure looked like it.
It's the leash dance. Okay, we got Richard here. He's going to bank the 6 ball. Is that what he's trying to do here? I think he's thinking the same thing, that he's got to shoot and get out.
Yeah, The score's right. As much as we've been talking the score, you can see it in the background there is still right. I don't know how we did it, guys, but we kept up with the score changing.
I don't know about this shot because I think he's got a ball tied up. I'm not sure why didn't he just go ahead and play that one and knock his ball out, because whatever he just shot in actually did pass the 11 ball. We had a great angle on it.
It would have been a nice insurance shot,
exactly,
is what I'm thinking.
Because now you're letting this ball loose and you're hoping to get a shot on it. You're certainly not playing for the 3 ball after this. Well, maybe you are. I
think he is playing for the 3, and then he's going to have to get the right position on the 3 and hope that doesn't go over and tie up with the 11 ball.
Well, there are only 2 pockets that that 4 ball, I think, the 4 ball can go in, and both of them are blocked at this moment. Is that a 2 ball? You see it here.
I think that's the 4. Okay. He's going to hit it fairly firm.
Yeah, this is a let's hope. And it's back and forth. Let's see where this ball goes.
Going
and
for a ride.
He's in the drink, and you see that ball still.
Yeah, he still didn't get it broke out.
He got everything bad on that one. That's my kind of luck, you know. But you know what they say, that you make your own luck at this game. And I don't want to say he deserved that, but if I shot it, I would have deserved that.
Yeah, if I would have shot it that way, I would have accepted what just happened. That's all I'm going to say.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's what happens when you turn your cue ball loose. Sometimes.
Well,
I guess this is right. If that ball doesn't go in the side pocket, I guess this is right.
This is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this choice. He's going to, probably have to commit here, and he might as well say, hey, look, I'm going to run out and go ahead and take that ball that's in front of the 4, the 9 ball now. Nothing wrong with that.
These 2 balls down here by the 8 ball right now, they lay interesting, right? Because once you get the ball that's right on the spot, then the bottom ball has all the position options in the world too, but you got to get to it. And this is a similar idea to straight pull pattern play. Mm-hmm. Not exactly the same. I know some of the people are out there saying, straight pull and 8 ball, you kidding me? They're not in the same league. Well, this kind of run out about the same league. Egad. Well, that's good speed if he got there.
Yeah, he looks like he got there.
A little long.
Well, no, I think he's going to take the 15, and he's going to go take the ball underneath and then shoot the 15 or the 12 up into the side. So he can do 15, 10, 12. Or he can even come all the way back across.
Yeah, and I guess if he gets on the wrong side of whatever ball it is, the 12 ball.
This is the route that I like because he's just going to shoot that ball and roll it into the side as his key ball, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, and he played it perfect, but I think that shot is above a lot of people out there.
Yeah,
it's amazing how easy it is after he's done it.
Right. No problem.
I know where my shot would have been. I'd still be sitting there shaking my head. Stun follow. There it is.
And it's perfect. Hair below center and just give it a little punch. That is an OB shaft.
Looks like an OBZ.
An OBZ-14?
An OBZ-14. No, he has an OB shaft.
I believe it's OBWD.
Definitely an OB shaft.
It's an OB shaft. He's got the force with him. He's got the OB1 Kenobi.
He's got the OB. Better yet, he's using a sniper tip. A sniper tip.
Is that right?
Yeah, I like the sniper is made by Tiger, I believe.
By Tiger.
And yeah, it's a good tip.
I read that in an article one time, I think.
No, Tiger's one of our buddies. We know exactly what kind of tip that is, folks. It's an OBZ.
That'll be the next one, I tell you.
Sorry about that.
There's no reason to apologize there.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, what do I know?
I mean, what do you know? That's right. Score's 4-1.
4-1 in favor of two-time champion Henry Brodt. Let's watch Henry lay down the first break in the 9-ball break from this angle just to see what his extension's like.
And he's breaking from the center. That's are they forced to break from the box?
No, he even used a cut break, made 2 balls, and almost made the 9.
You think he was playing a cut break, or
He just missed by a half ball.
I mean, you know, if it was me breaking, that'd be what mine looked like. I'll tell you. After the miscue, of course. So the 1 ball looks like it goes from where I sit.
It looks like you could drive a truck through
That's
there.
right. And this is one where that 1 ball just disappear really quickly. That's the way I like to shoot this one, as hard as I can.
Yep, if you miss this ball, you want to rearrange some things.
That 8 ball jumped out. I saw it just jump right out in front of him.
It rolled
Yeah,
half a ball.
It is a tricky shot because the 8 ball's just sitting there. It wasn't in the way, but I think just visually and optically, they bother me.
You know, and this is something where actually Richard has a chance to make the 9.
I don't know if you can see the 1.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to kick at this, and it's going to naturally go towards a 9. Somebody may make a 1-9 combination here at this point, because that 1 ball's coming down this way about 90% of the time.
This is one of those Efren shots where he's like 75% to make the 9 and get the cue ball behind the 3.
Yeah, and he's like locking you up at the same time.
That's a pretty scary shot, though, because, you know, if you miss, you might leave the guy to combo or to carry or whatever. I mean, I think I'd rather just thin it and try to get it down on the end rail. Am I not on?
You can't hear it.
I can only.
Closer to you.
Okay.
Can you hear it better now?
Can you hear me now?
Ted, you got to pretend you're singing karaoke. Put the microphone right to your mouth.
I can turn them off. Hold on.
I don't know, maybe you can see the chat.
Oh, after the OBZ thing,
You just shut him right off.
Yeah, keep talking, Ted. Don't worry. Well, let's test our sound here. Let's see what the chat people. Can you guys hear Ted?
Can you hear me now?
Can you guys hear it?
Not through here.
We're not getting
Yeah,
feedback because he's not in the playback line.
Oh, look, he's Richard has kicked this
Wow,
ball,
look at that kick.
seated across, and stuck the cue ball right.
That's
behind
what
the
I
foul
would have
ball.
done.
Yeah, he's very low. I think he's only getting picked up from our mics.
1/3,
Might
right,
be what
that
it is.
might be what it is. Should be a fairly simple hit here, and again,
He's
might
missing
be that
this
he
ball.
can make the 9. Looks like he's overcutting it. Oh, just got there. Makes 3.
Just did.
Oh, look at this roll.
Oh,
But-
And it could have been a 1-9, but the 3 had
3.
different plans. Now I can see a jump
jump
here.
shot.
Yeah, he's got a shot at it, though. He's definitely getting a free shot.
Can they hear him on the chat?
Yeah, they're saying they can, but he's very low.
You can hear him through your headphones because he's not running through the...
Right, he's not running
He's
through
not
there.
running through there.
That's what I mean. He's not in the playback, right?
What I'm doing is I'm looking at the indicator here.
Am I
He's
coming through clearer now?
Say something, Ted.
I just did.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah, because I moved right up to the microphone.
Just like you're singing karaoke.
You don't need to do that.
Oh, I don't? Okay. Yeah,
Now he's saying he's
Richard's
too
getting
loud.
a free
louder.
shot at this ball.
Distorted. Okay, we've got a bunch of different things going on. Well, anyway, we're having fun, folks.
Wow,
Well-
look at this.
Maybe
gets to play
there
it
is
safe.
going to be a 1-9 after all.
He gets-
After all this.
Oh, yeah, he gets to play a safe and shoot the 9.
So I think he's going to have to play the 1 into the 9. And there's no billiard here. I don't think that's what he's going to do, is he? Because he's going to
Oh,
leave
he's
it
not playing the safe. He's just going for the 9.
going for the 9 all the way. There's no safe here.
There's no safe.
It's a scratch, isn't it? Oh, you get right
He
in
hit
the,
that
right in the center of
perfectly.
it.
Well, Henry is now
I was looking at the wrong
taking a
monitor.
commanding 5-1
5-1
lead. And he's dousing Richard Andrews' prediction that one day, well, he wants a goal of that he's going to win this 3 times in a row. Well, Richard's a nice guy, but I think it's starting to look like he's going to have trouble getting past Henry here.
The lights aren't off for him yet, but that was unfortunate for him because he was just swinging at air every time.
He's had some funny things happen to him, and he's tried to make some things happen and came up dry.
It ain't over till it's over.
That's right. You tell him. Again, if you're continuing to tune in, we're going to have Aaron Frady and Nick Connor coming up at the 7:30 p.m. match. If you're looking for any of these matches later, you may be watching this match on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Inside Pool Mag. You can subscribe over there for free, and whenever we get new videos up, which we put all these matches up, you'll be able to be notified. And at the same time, if you want to just check it out when it's live, go over to our Ustream channel, which is ustream.tv/Inside Pool Mag, and follow us there, and we'll keep you informed when we're going on live.
You know, this is a real pleasure to be down here and have all the players come here for this U.S. Amateur. I was at a pool hall last night just wasting the time, and I couldn't help but notice that there were a couple of people in there that I'd never seen, and they're playing so well. And I said, boy, I'd never seen this guy in here. And somebody had to remind me, of course, that all the people across the country, winners of their regionals and such, are here for the U.S. Amateur.
Gotcha.
There's the cut break. This one, he went the other way.
And the 2-ball, is he going to be able?
A couple balls. Oh, he's got a shot on it. And his other ball is up table, so this is.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be here too. You know, I haven't been getting out much for the last 7 or 8 years or so, and I'm really enjoying this. I'm playing in the tournament, seeing JR and Fred. I haven't seen Fred for probably seven or 8 years, and you, I don't think I've seen you for at least 10 years.
It's been 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, at least.
I mean, we've talked on the phone a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know, maybe 9 years ago, but.
I think for me and Ted, it's been 9 or 10 hours since I talked to him on the phone. Something like that, maybe 24 hours.
Well, it doesn't count, man.
Oh.
You did an article on him. Come on. Nah. I can't wait to see some of your cues, Ted.
You're going to see them here in a little bit.
Now, you're coring all your cues? All the butts?
Yeah, the fronts are cored. And if it's a exotic wood handle, it's also cored. Otherwise, it's a laminated handle.
Sweet.
You know, flat laminated with the grain all running one way, not like plywood laminated.
Right.
This is all wood I bought years ago from Rutland Plywood, and I don't know why nobody wanted it, but they're drill rods. I mean, every cue I make is like a drill rod. I see them 10 years later, and they're still drill rods. It's amazing. I've been really happy with those, and I got them cheap, too. I got them for $4 a piece, and they were selling for 11. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think Henry had pushed out to the center of the table, and then Richard just shot that safety. I'm not sure why, and maybe I missed it, but it looked like a push out to that position.
Yeah, it was, that I could see. But I was busy talking to Teddy there for a second.
This is going to be... Well, the cue ball is, sitting in the jaws of the side pocket, which makes the shot tough. But the 5-ball makes the corner pocket a little bit big.
I would probably consider trying to shade towards that 5 just in case I get lucky and nick the 5 on the way in and move it a little bit.
Yeah. He just decided to power it in.
Wow.
And that's his reward for it.
And meanwhile, had he hit it soft, he might have came only over to the to the other rail. I didn't think it was that thin of a cut.
I didn't think so either.
But
he had to hit it hard just to get it there. So.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, he's shooting from behind, and maybe sometimes you just want to power through your stroke instead of letting it go, giving it up to the table gods and the elbow stroke gods. When you start soft pedaling it.
Now, how do you like playing safe here? Do you like going off the right edge of the 4, running 2 or 3 rails?
around? I think so, because you've tried to go to the left side. I don't think there's any chance. I can't see how far away that 4-ball is away from the cushion, but if you try to hit it more full, you'll double kiss. If you go thinner, it's cue ball's coming out anyway.
This is a gorgeous cue that Teddy just pulled out. Look at this cue.
I got to tell you, I have had a lot of cues in my hand, and I'm very pleasantly surprised how well the metal rings are in this cue. The finish is absolutely flawless. Some guys out there, they do the finish, and it's like too fake. Ted's finish is just perfect. And I'm not just saying that, guys. I've thought that for. It's really good. And the whole cue feels good.
Yeah, it does.
I'll take this one. Thanks, Ted.
Wow. This is a gorgeous one, too.
That's
So
kind of
working
an
this-
off situation with the maple points and the ivory, but the guy ordered it that way, so.
Wow.
Okay, so I won't take points away from you.
Well,
on
those
that
are going to
one.
be some ones that I'm going to have to get pictures of here.
And that's the first one I ever. That's the first one I ever did mitered veneers around the boxes.
Yeah, so Ted's showing another one here that would get a big time critiquing on Qzilla because the unbalanced matchup there. So he's putting it away.
Better not mess with Qzilla.
But this one I've got in my hands, curly maple, and it's got. Is this? I can't really tell. Is this Amboino?
Thuya burl.
Thuya.
Yeah, it's
some
Thuya.
burls, Thuya. He's got.
It's got a purple and a maple veneer around the Thuya burl points, and they're double milled 6-pointer.
double mill, remill. The short points are remilled over the long ones.
Just want to
Can you see it?
Wow. If we had our cam in the right here, we could do it. We could show it.
And I assume, Ted, because you're continuing on with the metal rings, that you have no problem for the future for the metal rings staying in there, busting out or feeling or anything like that.
I mean, you know, it's a battle. You know, it's a battle dealing with that. But you know, it's weird. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. One of the things I noticed when I was, you know, over the years was that the rings here and at the joint were bulging, but not here and here.
Not at the A joint, but at the B joint.
The only reason I can
BNC.
figure that is because the moisture enters in there and enters
Sure.
in the joint. But
Right.
I've got a little trick for that now, so
There you go.
I don't see it. And you know, I'm in Hollywood, Florida, so I mean the humidity's like 70% year round, and
Right.
I'm just not seeing any. I'm not seeing any issues
And
with it.
that's certainly where you'd see it.
Well, let's see if Richard's going to go for this bank shot. Well, he's going to play the safe, which is a smart shot. He's going to leave a big pocket down there a little bit for Henry. Now Henry just has to decide whether he can miss that 5 and go all the way to
Right.
the bottom rail with a cue.
Well, that's the problem because it is a big pocket if you slow roll it, but if you actually hit the 5, you'll be out of position. The cue ball will definitely get all the way to the head rail. You actually want to make sure you miss the 5 ball so it's not really a big ball, unless you're willing to fire and hit it. And
Wasn't even close.
you know, I tell you, in the past few years now that with several of the tables going to the 4.5-inch pocket, you know, it's such a different game now, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
now I hardly play on tables. Oh, I hardly play on tables to begin with. Oh, he really chunked
Look
that
at
one, didn't he?
joint when you
Yeah, he needed to pull that one out of there a little bit better.
But
facing that joint.
yeah, I mean, anytime I step to the table now, it's almost like a completely different game because I haven't been playing on tables that swallow up pockets. I think I should because I don't make balls.
Look at that. Here comes Henry.
Very nice.
I think
Very
he's got a
nicely
hill.
done.
I think Henry's going to be hard to beat.
Well, if he stops like making every ball, somebody's gonna have a chance against him. And it does look effortless. It doesn't look like he's really putting any kind of. It doesn't bother him.
Yeah, he's not
Level
taking the
line.
heat. He's definitely comfortable.
Yes.
He is in his element, I think.
Right. That's his. It's his place. Is the nightclub / pool hall in Palm Harbor. This is his. He's got to put on the shorts and the flip flops now because that is the standard attire.
I guess it is.
We've had a little bit of a cold front here. Ted knows. It was really cold this morning, about 70 degrees.
70 degrees. I mean,
People are
winter has
out there
arrived,
shivering.
man.
This is the first week I've worn pants to work.
What's funny is 3 of us now live in Florida. We're all from the north, and we're all
Floridians now.
rubbing it in on those
We're all
poor
Floridians,
northerners.
The
Meanwhile,
weather,
Alvin, he's trying to do everything he can to stay down in Florida now.
I know. I heard him earlier. He said he wanted to move down here, probably right here, Palm Harbor, Clearwater area.
meantime, it's so hard to get away from here because the weather is like priceless. I mean, it's like 6 or 7 months of the year, it's like San Diego. And then that's the only city I can think of that has a better climate than this is San Diego, because it's year-round there. And here, you know, we got to deal with those horrible summers. But, wow, I mean, right now, what is it, like 70, 65, 70 degrees, beautiful all day, every day, just gorgeous.
It is nice.
And, you know, when we talk about the summers, like in the north, it's they get it, like Chicago was over 100 degrees. We didn't hit over 100 degrees here in the St. Pete area. Yeah,
it's not even as bad as most people think it is. I mean, last year on like January 1st, I mean, it was like 70 degrees. Right. I mean, wow.
Wow.
And, you know, when I was in Maryland, I was like shoveling snow and schlepping firewood.
Right, breathing in icicles.
Putting ice packs on your back.
Exactly.
Because you're shoveling snow all day.
Meanwhile,
I don't miss that at all. I miss Maryland, but I don't miss that part of it.
We can go visit.
Yeah, it's nice to visit.
Oh, he cut.
Yeah, come summertime.
Cut break again. This time.
Look at that break.
Oh, the 5 ball's gonna go in.
Is it?
But the one. Last ball rolling, man. Yeah.
When he's forced to do something, it's hard to let somebody have a 1-9 crack here.
Yeah, I mean, let's see the discipline here, because I'm playing like I got the lead, which has been my downfall many times, not just on the table but also in life. There, jack up, half masse, 1-9 combination. Oh, even better. Kick off the long rail on the left into the 1, carom into the 9. That's the wing ding shot.
Well, I
think you got to get your jump cue out and swing at the 9.
Okay, there you go.
At 6-1 anyway.
Exactly. See, Ted's on the same level, with the same wavelength here, shooting with the lead.
I mean, you know,
It's a half ball jump, so it's
not that bad.
It's not bad. And it's a long one, so why not?
And you know, you can make sure that cue ball goes over here on the rail by the 7, and you know, if the 1 hits the 9, it's going to carry him off the 9, and it's probably going to end up on the other end of the table.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Partial jump or a half masse.
There's a good chance for a safe here too.
We'll see if we can get you some updates on some of the other matches here.
See, there it is.
And he's
safety allowed.
Fairly safe, yeah.
Fairly safe.
And he got some motion. They don't have to call the 9 or anything like that in this, do they?
No.
I would call that the Floyd Reasons method. Hit everything hard and hope they end up rail to rail.
There you go.
Anybody out there knows Floyd will be familiar with that method of play. Uh-oh, safety.
Safety, that's the end-to-end safety.
Swing, what a shot.
Yeah, that's a good shot. That's a standard. That's one of the standard safeties for length end-to-end rail.
I use that a lot. It's very simple, but it's effective.
A lot of balls down here, though.
I mean, he's probably going to get in a trap, though. You know, if he can shoot this without scratching, and yeah, he's going to leave him behind these balls.
No, that's he's got a shot on this.
Yeah, it's still an effective save.
Right. Well, unless the one.
It buys you one more shot, guaranteed, just about. You know, actually, he might be able to make that.
Yeah, it looks it.
Is that the 8 ball?
Yeah, that's the 8
ball.
He might be able to make that 8 ball, but you know what's going to happen to the 1?
Well, if he just slow rolls it, I guess the 1's going to be right there, so he can do something with it.
Maybe.
I personally like kicking in behind us and floating into the 8 with the cue.
Yeah, just kick it.
I mean, even if I could see it, I might as well just kick at it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, if you shoot that 8, you're probably going to be back cutting the 1 in the corner.
Right.
Or you might have to shoot it even in the side.
He's going to fire.
Or you might even scratch.
There it is. He fired at it.
Oh, you got to swing.
That's right. Because he knows he's going to be bad hitting it soft, so he might as well do this. Then he'd have an excuse if things went wrong. Yep.
Now here we go with that safe again.
That's the whole game.
Here we go with that rail-to-rail safe and leave him behind the 3.
Yeah.
That's definitely, I would definitely play that safe. Wouldn't you, JR?
Yeah.
And stick him behind that 3?
Yeah, I think that's where I'd be.
I'd be looking at the scoreboard saying, look, you know what, 6-1, I'm firing.
See, yeah, okay. No, even more important to play tight.
You mean my method that hasn't worked for me for 20 years is not the right way? That's shocking.
That's the reason why when JR was playing, so many of his matches went double hill, because he just never gave up. Never swung.
I never gave up. I never threw it in. If it was 6-1, I played it like it was 1-1, and I wanted to be up. You know, I wanted the next game no matter what it was. I did have a lot of comebacks. Beat a lot of guys like that.
I saw so many of your matches go double hill. It was with, like, you know, great, players.
Yeah, like
the best in the world, all of them.
Everybody.
They were all sweating playing you, JR.
Right, J.R. Calvert, reliving the dreams back then. I'll tell you what.
The living the dream, yeah. The broke pool player dream.
Exactly.
Haven't we all lived that one?
Yeah, I think we all had a chapter or two in our life like that.
Closed. A closed chapter.
Meanwhile, here's something interesting. Now, we've seen more safeties in this one game than we saw in all of the 8-ball games combined, including the last couple probably that were on this stream, right?
Right.
And people always talk about how 8-ball is the strategic game, and yet, at this level, you just don't see it much. You do see the occasional, but clearly you've already seen more just in this one game than you saw in probably in the last couple of matches that you've been doing.
Yeah, on average, I have 5 or 6 balls to get started with, and there's usually one problem, maybe 2 tops.
Right.
And guys at this level can manage a rack like that. But when you only have one target,
they're going to go for it anyway. Even if it's a little tied up, which means that the next guy, if he comes back to the table, it's most likely going to be wide open in 8-ball.
What are you going to do here, JR? You're just going to thin the one on the left and send the cue ball and try to get it down here between, behind this group of balls down here on the right, and bank the 1 into the 3 or whatever?
Yeah. I'm going to hit it thin and flat, and I'm going to come all the way
back
4 rails back up into the 6-7, thin and flat.
And I like that going 4 rails.
That's what I was thinking.
I'd go 2 rails and go right into the 9.
Right.
From an amateur point of view, that's probably what I'd end up doing. I think a lot of guys out there probably the same thing would happen. He's just firing. I'm not sure where he was banking to.
He gave it a whirl. He said
he's losing
it starts moving. It might go somewhere.
Well.
No, I think he was trying to bank towards the lower left pocket here,
and as opposed to what we just talked about, he's shooting at the white flag.
Yes.
Henry gets a free swing here,
and he's swinging, double.
Boink.
No, the side point jumped out.
No, I think Henry's going to see a whole bunch of 7-6 here.
I think so. Why not?
Forget about it. Just jack up, shoot it in the side, and draw back for the 2.
He's going to try to put him in jail here. And that's big time jail. There isn't a single rail he can. Oh no, he's actually off the 7. If he had just crawled forward.
Yeah.
If you just crawled forward about a half an inch.
See if Henry hits this. It's a pretty good hit. Yeah. Wow. Didn't take much time at all, and he gave that a swing, and wow.
That was a really good shot Richard just made, that safety, but, all the pressure's on him now.
Sure.
A lot of pressure here.
And Ted, this is part of that mental game where nothing is easy at this point. The 2-4 is probably the hardest combination you'll ever see in his life, yet if he was in the lead, it'd be the easiest one.
It'd be like, no problem. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Now he's looking, thinking, where's this 2-ball going to end up after this cue ball dies in the rail? Yeah, he knows it. And he wants to whack it hard, and the 2-ball scoot up towards the 6-7 or something like that.
Yeah, this is danger here.
And up table, there it is.
Yeah.
And up table.
Yeah. it's amazing like that because, as I said, the 2-4 is a pretty simple combination. Yet he's behind, and there's just almost like there's no way
You could feel it. Yeah, you could just feel it that it wasn't going to be right.
Yeah, but in that same breath, you can't dismiss making the ball, and he didn't. He made it, so now he's got a shot to play safe, or maybe some offensive shot. I don't know, but he's still got control.
Still on the table.
Control is everything. While the other guy's sitting in the chair, he can't win.
Yeah, Richard is kind of competition.
Look at that shot. He hit that ball good. If he hits a rail.
He didn't get a rail. Oh, the cue ball's
Yeah, he's going to get a rail there. That's a nice shot.
Yeah, that was a nice shot,
And we
Richard.
have seen now Henry has shot a couple of what I would consider flyers, seeing how he shot all this set. His last one ball he did bank at, and he sort of, just the same thing. He just stepped up and shot that one, got a good hit, but that last 2-railer, he just kind of flailed at it. It's just, winner, I'm going to lead.
Now Richard has outmoved Henry, and now all he has to do is execute.
Yep.
Come on, Richard.
Richard plays out of Jonathan Pinniger's room.
Yeah,
See?
It's getting worse and worse.
He's falling apart.
Yeah, and
There it is.
He's better than that.
I know.
The mental game, it'll just eat you up.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
It happens to me so frequently. Outmove a guy that's a better player.
Danny and Courtney Andrews.
Yeah, 2 rails around to through 2 and through the center of the table.
I think unfortunately for Richard that Henry will not make a mistake here.
I think
He will. He should close this out.
I think we're looking at the final 4 shots here.
Do you guys favor going back and forth on this or trying to hold this cue ball?
Well, since I'm that close, I can hold it.
You just hold it.
But JR, you're left-handed, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, that's why I would not want to slam that ball.
Because a right-hander, you might have more options to go back and forth.
I think you just got to slow roll this and hold it.
Let's see what he does. He looks like he's going back and forth.
Yeah, he's going back and forth. He's above center.
He pounded it.
Yeah, he hit it perfect.
Yeah, just cozy this one.
Well,
There's almost no place that the cue ball can be.
I don't know. These tables play so fast.
Yeah, they do.
You think the cue ball is going to jump across table here?
It
It's
could.
certainly possible.
It could get a little funny here, but it didn't.
Funny enough, he's got to go back and forth on this one too. Again,
Wow.
he's going to be funny again.
He's just practicing his cut shots.
That's right. Cue ball up table. That's in.
And that's
It's
it.
in. Banked it, but it's in.
All right, there's your winner. I want to take a second and thank the APA for producing this event. And at the same time, Crooked Q for hosting the women's side. Tomorrow that'll be. The Final Four women will be coming back Sunday to finish their tournament here, which is the Shooters in Palm Harbor, where we're at now.
Right.
Want to thank my special guests, Teddy Harris and Freddie Agnew. Guys, thank you very much for setting in with us.
Thank you, JR. It's great seeing you.
All right. Well, definitely, guys. And if you want to see anything from Ted Harris, go over to tedharris.com or check out the December issue of Inside Pool Magazine to check out Freddie's article about Teddy's cues.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Thanks. We'll get another match heading back your way here in just 1 second.